What's up, y'all? I'm back with another story time. I just posted the last one. So, this is story time number 2 for the day. If you didn't see story time number 1, click off this video, go back and watch story time number 2. I got jumped first before you watch this video, because all 3 of the stories I'm telling today are going to be in conjunction. Now, since I already put that out there, y'all know what's up. I'm your girl, Dominique, with Empathic Guidance. Story time, story number 2. Okay, now I left off at the last story about how I got jumped by the baby mama number 2 to my kid's father. Now, I'm not gonna hold y'all up. These stories that I'm telling y'all, the lesson in this is karma. Okay, so everybody know that I don't have the best track record when it comes to relationships, and what I realize is that even though I didn't initiate a lot of wrongdoing in my past, I definitely had a very vengeful way of thinking back then when I was in my 20s. Now, again, I was 23 years old. This was 11 years ago. I'm 34 now. I know most people don't tell their age, but I don't care, because as y'all see, I'm wearing 34 well. So I'm not even worried about it. But anyway, we finna get into this story. So y'all already know about the story. I got jumped by my kid's father, other baby mother, and her friend. Well, I was so pissed off because my kid's father didn't take up for me. He actually took up for her, and he implemented even more abuse on top of me having to fight 2 girls off. So, he had his best friend, right? Now, I ain't gonna hold you up. Me and my kid's father was together from the time I was 14 to the time that I was 23 years old. The situation with me getting jumped was the very last encounter that him and I had, and that was 12 years ago. So what they say is true. Once a woman is fed up, it don't matter how many times she came back to you before. That last breaking point gonna be that last breaking point, and it ain't no coming back from that shit. So that was a situation that it wasn't no coming back from. Let's just get that shit straight. So when I was going to seek revenge, I already knew that, okay, this is it. I ain't never fucking with him again, but I do want to bust his heart right quick before I walk away from him. Now, he had this best friend that was a mutual friend to me as well. Me and him been together since I was 14 and he was 16. And y'all already know about my history with women. Well, my kid's father was the first person to ever find out, because I told him, like, we was getting to know each other. We was probably together for like a year at this point. And I told him, like, I got a funny feeling about women, I don't know why, but, I like them, and I'm like, and I don't know if I'm gay or if I just, I'm just attracted to them, physically attracted to them or whatever. And so, he kind of laughed it off like, okay, gay Bob, and this and that. That was the word back then, or whatever. But he just kind of laughed it off like it was no big deal, like, okay, gay, yeah, all right. And so one particular time he kind of linked me up with his friend. Now, I knew he had this friend, but I didn't know that she was gay until this particular hookup. So he hooked me and his friend up. He like, yeah, go ahead, experiment and see if you gay. And so he hooked me and her up, and of course, as a perk, he had to be there to watch. And so we did our little thing, and I ain't gonna hold you up. The first time, I'm straight as hell. I didn't like it. Like, I don't know if like that first time, it just wasn't good to me. And I just declared that as I must not like women. So it's cool. At least I got a chance to be able to determine that honestly. And at least he was cool with it. So, he let us do our thing. I didn't like it. So I just wrote it off like, and apparently she did, because she thought that it was gonna be like a regular thing with her and I messing around. I'm like, no, I didn't like it. She liked it, I didn't. So moving forward, 10 years after, or 9 years after, because that was when we was like 14, 15. Fast forward to 23 years old. Now, throughout the years, her and I stayed really, really good friends. Like, she was the one person that I can talk to whenever he was messing up, because she knew him just as well as I did. In fact, she knew him better, because he would cheat with, he would like, they would like run off and go like You know what I mean? Do what guys do with girls, like either both sleep with them, or it'll be like the kind of hookup where she got a girl with her and he got a girl with him. So basically she witnessed a lot of stuff that he did behind my back. But at the same time, her and I had a bond, not just because we had like a physical interaction 9 years prior, but because we became very close over the years. She was somebody that I could really talk to and confide in when it came down to him. And she was always telling him, like, you need to straighten up because she a good girl. Like, you're not going to be pissed off until you lose her or whatever. So this particular time, I couldn't wait to tell her. Like, I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to call her. I'm going to call her Hat, because she was known for like rocking all the hats or whatever. She had a little peanut head, and she always had all of the little all-star looking hats and stuff. So pretty much I gotta rub my crystal because I'm starting to get anxiety, like, oh my God. But yeah, so I'm gonna call her Hat or whatever. So I call her like, Hat, girl, you'll never believe this. Why did I get jumped by number 2? And instead of Rob defending me for getting jumped, he added insult to injury and bust out my window and smacked me in the face in front of them. So I'm just like, all right. And she was just like, what? I can't believe it. Da 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 da. Why didn't you call me that night? I would have been there. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm just like, I just don't know what to do. Hat, this it. I can't mess with BD no more. Like, number 2 can have him. I'm just done. I'm too outdone. I never imagined myself fighting in the middle of the street over no man. This is just too much. I can't deal. And she like, yeah, he mad stupid for that. I don't know why, basically that he would even put you through that. Like, you already been through enough, and just don't mess with him no more. Leave him alone. Okay, so I'm just like, you know what? We got to talking like every day or whatever, and I'm like, you know what? Can you do something fun with me this weekend? So she like, yeah, what you want to do? What you got in mind? And I'm like, I want to go to the gay club. And she like, girl, bye. And I'm like, no, I'm serious, Hat. I want to go to the gay club. And I'm like, where I work, it's a whole lot of gay girls. And like, throughout the years, I kind of had that interest, but I kind of, just wrote it off because things ain't go well between me and you or whatever. And she was just like, well, they went well to me, or whatever. And she was like, listen, nah. This part is very important because she did not ever lie when she told me this part. She was like, you need to stick with guys, because honestly, every woman that gets so jaded and hurt by a man think that going to a woman is going to fix all their problems, and it's not, because women cheat, women lie, and the fact that you would never really suspect it, or the fact that we way more sneaky, is gonna cause more pain, because you're gonna be thinking, dang, I never thought she'd slight me in this way. So I'm like, T, Hats, I do not care. Like, I'm not looking for a girlfriend. I honestly just want to have a good time. I just want to meet somebody that I can be cool with, and possibly have some physical interaction with, and just have fun. I'm like, I'm not ready for love. I just got my heart broke, and I'm not trying to say I'm trying to use girls as a rebound, but I definitely just wanted a friend that I could kind of get together with, and I didn't think they were going to take me seriously, and I wasn't expecting to take them seriously at that time either, because I needed to heal. So she was like, okay, don't say I didn't warn you, because this type of thing moves extremely fast. You're going to gain feelings, and you can get your feelings hurt just as quick as you gain them feelings. So I'm just like, all right, I won't gain no feelings. It's cool. So Friday rolled around quick as hell, but I think this probably happened like on a Sunday or Saturday or a Sunday or a Friday. I think it might have happened on a Friday. And I think we talked like for them whole 7 days, every single day we was talking on the phone for hours and hours and hours. And like a couple of times she kind of like jokingly was like, you should just get with me, you know, you already familiar with me, you know me, you, and I'm just brushing it off like, girl, no. But at the same time, I'm thinking like, I ain't even like it 9 years ago. So unless you done got super skilled, I doubt if I'm gonna like it this time. You know, so I'm just like, nah, you know, just, I mean, I ain't tell her no, but I was like laughing it off, like, ha ha ha, you silly type thing. So, Friday ended up coming, and, you know, of course, I'm just thinking like women is 10 times more picky than men. So I just have my hair super laid, just super silky straight. I had super long hair back then. You know, with age, your hair don't maintain the same resilience, but it was super long, super straight, like down here, sexy outfit on, smelling good, looking good, feeling good, and just acting single as hell. Like, you would have never thought I just got out of an on and off 10-year relationship. But yeah, that's how it was. When you're 23 years old, you just be like, whatever, I don't care. It was more like a puppy heartbreak than it was, you know, some serious live-in, almost acting like husband and wife type stuff. So it hurted, but at this point, I'm like, you know what? I done faced the brunt of my pain. The brunt of my pain is behind me. With all these kids you done had and all this cheating you done did, this fight was just a cap on a bottle. Like, you know what? Let's wrap it up. So we ended up going to a club that was downtown. I think it was called Pandora's Box. Now, I live in Detroit, Michigan. So, you know, if you don't live here, then you're not going to be familiar with Pandora's Box. But I definitely just wanted to give y'all the name. That way y'all can relate to the story a little bit better. So, yeah, we ended up going to Pandora's Box. And we ended up having a good time. Do you hear me? I'm sitting up here thinking like, women not gonna be receptive. They probably gonna smell the straight on me like, girl, you ain't no lesbian. But they was extremely receptive. Like, when I say I had a girl dancing in the front, side, back, I was just surrounded by women like, hey, I like this life. You know what I'm saying? That's what I get. But I was just like, wow, I like this life. This is great. So I pulled a handful of numbers that night. I'm like, oh my God, this is way easier than I thought it was going to be. Geeked as hell, buzzed as hell. We left the club just falling over laughing. I don't know. We was just falling over laughing, drunk, pocket full of numbers for both of us. This was back when you actually wrote your number down instead of putting it in each other's phone or whatever. And man, it was like magical. So we get in the car, we just laughing, like belly laughing, like, this was a blast. Oh my God, we got to do this again. And she was like, again, I wasn't taking her seriously. She was like, we should have sex. And I'm just like, and we just looked at each other and bust out laughing again, like, Pah! Like head back, bust out laughing. So I'm just like, girl, stop playing games. Like, you are BD's best friend. BD standing for baby daddy, okay? So how you gonna be his best friend and that's my baby daddy and we like doing things, you know? How's that gonna work? So we just laughed. We didn't elaborate on it like I'm elaborating on it to y'all, but we literally just laughed, threw our heads back laughing like, okay, yeah, joke's over. We stopped at Coney Island and got some food. And this was like October. This was like early October. So it was like chilly. This was like a little brisk, but it wasn't too bad yet. So we was like sitting on the porch eating our food and stuff like that. And I guess she like probably plotting in her mind, like, how we gonna get this in the house? You know, how we gonna take this in the house? Cause I'm just like, okay, we gonna sit on the porch, eat, and then she can just dip, you know? Cause I'm at this point with even with her just hinting at it, I was getting kind of scared. Like, you know, what if we end up doing something? So she like, all right, I gotta use the bathroom, then I'ma go. I'm like, all right then. So I let her in to use the downstairs bathroom because that was the guest bathroom. And she had on some like really heavy boots. They was probably Nike boots because I think that was like her favorite thing to wear or whatever. And so I can hear her like trudging up the steps like, hearing the boots like hit the steps, hit the steps, hit the steps, and then stopped. And it was like a long pause. And I'm just like, what the hell is she doing? And then she just came upstairs and just laid me back and just laid it out. And I'm just like, what? And so, we just had a physical interaction, like, with each other. Like, when she was done, I returned the favor. And I was just in awe, like, wow, I mean, damn, 9 years make a difference. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm not proud about it. I'm just kind of, at the time I was just kind of like, that's what he get, whatever. You should have never played me. You played me too many times. All these kids you had on me. I don't give a fuck if you hurt. It was just like no remorse because I was so vindictive back then. Like, I wouldn't do you wrong until you did me wrong, but whatever anybody would do to do me wrong, I would probably try to match that times 3. Like, you know what? You want to sleep with somebody else? I'm going to sleep with your friend. You know what I'm saying? So, we had that one encounter and I really thought it was going to be a one night stand or whatever, but, we literally just couldn't stay away from each other. Like, she called me like 2:00 in the afternoon the next day, and I was happy that she did because I was thinking like, dang, this is some hit and quit junk. I shouldn't have did that or whatever. But she called me the next day and she was like, what did you think about that? And I was just like, I ain't gonna hold you up, I loved it, and she was like, oh shit. I mean, I don't know how we talked about it, but like a couple of days in, I was just already claiming lesbian. Like, I just think I'm gay. I just think this what I want to do or whatever. Like, I liked it, she was just like surprised at how experienced I seemed. But I'm like, just like with the fight with the girl, it's like when you really want to do something for a long, long time, then you finally get a chance to do it. It's just like, you just show out, so I probably was showing out because I'm like, I've been waiting a long time to do this, Even though we had our interaction back when we was 14, it was clear it wasn't nobody experienced, even though she enjoyed herself then too. So, pretty much it, wait a minute, y'all. The fact that this was my kid's father, best friend, was not the only part that was like a betraying aspect of the situation. But she was also married, and she had just gotten married like 3 months prior to that to a woman. She had went to Niagara Falls and got married, and we were supposed to go and be in a wedding, and I had the money to go and he didn't, so I didn't go because it was his best friend and not mine. And I didn't have the money to pay for him to go either because we was both supposed to be saving our money and going to this Niagara Falls trip and being in a wedding together, or whatever. And I pretty much liked her wife. Like, I ain't have no issues. We done been on plenty double dates. She was really nice and I really liked them together. So if it was a reason for me to feel guilty at that time, like, yeah, at this time I would feel guilty about both of the dynamics. Like, okay, that was your kid's father best friend, what was you thinking? But back then, like I said, after I got jumped, after multiple kids done been had on me, after all the times I caught him cheating, after him showing up to the labor and delivery room with hickeys on his neck, or showing up to the house that we lived in with hickeys on his neck from other women, I ain't have no remorse. I felt like I deserved, I just felt like I deserved that revenge, I deserved to gain revenge, and he deserved to have something bad done to him. But at the same time, guys, and here's where the lesson comes in for the spiritual aspect of this channel. But little did I know that I was creating scenarios where I was going to have to get that karma back. Like, I was creating karmic debt for myself. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't advise, even though, back then I was geeked, happy, like, hell yeah, I got this nigga back. Like, ain't nothing gonna hurt worse than this for him, so besides me getting pregnant by somebody else, which that's too much, so I'm just like, man, I felt victorious, like, hell yeah. And we snuck around with each other for like 3 months behind his back and behind his wife's back. And pretty much she was like my first girlfriend. And things that, like, when people would be kind of like asking who I was when we was together, like, the thing that I didn't like was that, it made me look stupid and it made me look whorish, while it made her look like a Mac, like, dang, who is that, And she like, oh yeah, this my girlfriend and my best friend baby mama. And I'm just like, why do you have to tell them that part? Like, yeah, it make you look like a Mac, but it made me look like a backstabbing hoe. You're like, you not looking like a backstabber. I am, you know? So I'm just like, yeah, we got to the point where it felt very wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, all right. But at the same time, I'm not going to hold you up. Like, after 90 days of like seeing each other and having physical interactions, I definitely started falling for her, to be honest with you. So, we going to end the story there with this is how I came out the closet with a married woman who was also my kid's father's best friend, whom I also started catching feelings for. So, till next time, which is in just a second, I'm going to be back with the last story that's in conjunction with this series of stories. All right, guys? Later.